Plastic surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete, available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway and now at 6125 Apples Way in South Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom. 12 noon in your face. DP, one-on-one, 93.7 The Ticket. Appreciate you hanging out with me during the lunch hour. An interesting conversation we have planned for you. 402-464-5685 is the Starter Hammond text line. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, give me a shout out. Hit us with a what's up. I know you have questions. I know you have opinions. I know you have things on your mind. Share them. Right? Share them. You've got a little bit of time in the course of this hour. Plan on talking to Nebraska women's tennis head coach Herman Dalmagro. And I know that they practice indoors up until right around noon. So he may be, like everybody else, dealing with a whole bunch of stuff on an off day, an interesting day. But interesting turn in this space. This is why we kind of moved it. And, of course, normally I was going to go at 11. Steve Taylor was going to go at noon. But Steve Taylor got the notice. I asked him if he could move up an hour today. And he goes, no, I'd do that all the time. I was like, okay, we can make that change. That's easy enough. Because there are often a lot of coaches, and what I want to do in this particular time slot is talk to Nebraska coaches, Nebraska athletes, Nebraska, the Lincoln community of folks who love and support the Huskers, whether it be 1890, whether it be the folks from Acres, Bison, whatever, right? That folks that want to be a part of what's going on in the programs. And we have a ton of athletes that have stories to be told, and this is actually a pretty good time for them. But, of course, the weather today, I hope that you are safe out here today. Be safe. Take a little bit more care. Take a little bit more time. Bring a little bit more patience. Bach is sitting with me as we wait for Coach. Bach, I want to ask you in this. So if this is the weather that we're dealing with, and of course, early morning, the streets and roads haven't all been paved. So when you are outside, do you trust other people to make good decisions in the snow? Do you have faith in your neighbor?
Absolutely not. No. I was driving on the way over here too, and usually you're going to want to stay in your lane or whatever, all the rules, but especially when you're going in the oncoming traffic, not necessarily, but there's other traffic coming toward you. I throw those rules out. I just kind of get close to the middle, unless there's two cars, there are cars going alongside me, but I like to be spaced out. I like to, because it's not even sometimes that you're a bad driver. Sometimes it's just, there's ice there and you're not prepared for it. So in full disclosure, I walk around Lincoln a lot, and I have to say that I don't trust Lincoln drivers. For the most part, I don't trust them. I'll get to a crosswalk, and
there will be a car turning in the direct, like into where I'm gonna my walk path into the cross path. Now, once there is a click of time when the traffic going in that direction is asked to stop, and then when the little street sign flips from don't go to go, to walk. Normally, you would hope that you could trust the car sitting at the corner, or the cars, plural, right? So in some cases, there are 2 lanes for them to turn, which means you have twice as many cars to deal with and twice as many drivers. So then I'm left to make this decision. Do I go the moment it turns red in the opposite direction? Do I wait for the cars to go ahead and make their turn? Because if they start making their turn, which they can, or do I expect them to wait and let me cross when the sign says cross? So you as a driver, Bach, you're at a corner and you're turning right. Traffic has gone, there's like, it ceased, it stopped. So in truth, you could go, right? The right turn on red, you could go. Yeah. But you also see somebody standing at the corner. What do you do as a driver? What's your rule of operation, sir?
Well, I'm a defensive driver, and I get made fun of by it, sometimes by my friends. But I've been in an accident or two that makes me realize it's probably best in the long run to be a defensive driver. So usually, I'll wait, but I can't lie. Occasionally, if I could tell it's going to take them a minute to get across, and when I'm in that far turning lane, I was like, well, they're not going to get that, over there.
They're not going to get that far. Yeah. They have to go farther. So, yeah, hey, what are the chances?
I'll sneak out in front of them once in a while. But for the most part, I'm a defensive driver and definitely try to be aware of pedestrians.
It's funny that depending on, like, I will actually look at the driver sitting there at the corner with their blinker going. I will look at them, and their look will tell me, 1, do they see me? 2, I look at their facial expression, because there are people that will tell you with their face, I'm not a nice person and I'm going to go.
Well, Road, I got to ask you this, because it's been, these last couple of years it's turned in, and this isn't snow related, but road rage seems to have taken a whole, and maybe it's just because of social media and we see it all, but it seems like road rage is way worse now than it was back in the day, but I could be wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That, listen, you people, and I find that in like Uber drivers as well, that, and I don't know how often you get into an Uber ever, right? But sometimes you'll get a message that, hey, this driver talks a lot. Like, they'll tell you this drive is an engager, they're a talker. And there are days when I want to put a note on there that some days the rider wants you to shut up.
That's right.
There are days when I want to know everything. And ultimately, I have the face that Uber drivers love to talk to. And I have to be clear. I enjoy Lincoln's Uber drivers. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are listeners who have become friends, right? Because they're really good, right? It's really, they're good folks.
Yeah.
And it's helpful for me because there were things that I didn't know when I first moved here that I didn't know about Lincoln. And so I would just ask the Uber driver, hey man, I'm looking for something to eat. What do you recommend? And they'll have a great idea. And some of them, they'll give you an idea that they think is good. And then it turns out that it's not good. And then the next time you see them, it was like, oh yeah, you told me to go to the seafood place. No tip for you today. Like, there's no, there's that thing that happens in the place. From the text line. Okay, so Dan Swanson, our fine friend from Canopy Street Market, he asked the question, says, do we have a Berkay ankle update? Who fills his spot? That's a great question for Bach, because I know that one, it's not a good injury. Not that any of them are, but timing, and that this one may take some time, right? That this may take some time for him to heal and get back up to speed. In their normal rotations, right? And I think that's the fair question to ask. That Bach, when Berkay takes a seat, they usually just change the lineup. When in the replacement, it depends on the opponent, it depends on the situation in the game. They can go big, they can go small, or they can go smaller. Bach, what do you think? Is this a reason and an opportunity to give Connor Essegian some rep? Do you go with more Morgan alongside of Braxton Mia? Do you go Cale Jacobson because he is asked to do these things in short spurts and minutes? Or do you is this a Sam Hoiberg and Raleigh Wooster together in the backcourt pushing folks up into that space? Because you could go with Sam, Raleigh, Bryce, Juwan, and Andrew / Braxton Mia. What would you do, Bach? What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on matchups. Of course, he started his first game basically at center, this past game where he got injured, and he's more of a stretch 4, right? But they just don't have a body type like his. So there's not somebody that's just like, okay, well, that means this body type's going to go in. He does generally play forward minutes, so I think it would be more, for the front court, and maybe a chance for Braxton Mia to get a few more minutes like he had been earlier in the rotation. But I think more than anything, it'll probably fall more on Andrew Morgan. And again, that's a different type of big, but I think he's going to get a lion's share of the replacement minutes there. And then, like you said, as you stretch it out, you can run different lineups. Maybe Essegian and some of those other guys gets a bump, and so we'll see. But this is I know Berkay sometimes is up and down. It was definitely played well his last time out. But this is going to be kind of a difficult stretch for them as they've coming off a 4-game winning streak, to adjust again to somebody that you just can't. It's not that his production is so great that that you can't replace it and win games. It's just he does things a little bit differently than other guys because of his body type.
I think it's difficult in the timing because you're facing a Maryland team that's athletic and long,
Big, yeah.
and Berkay gives them some going back to the game in College Park, Berkay gave them some problems, and so now you're going to have to go in another direction. Here's the question for you, and text line, you could join in. Who's your best 5? Who's your best? Like, if you could just for any, and I know that it's situational and circumstantial, but depending on opponent, time in the game, like end of game, I know we're pretty clear about who the 5 is or should be. But Bach, if we said best 5 to win a game, the 5 that you want to get the most minutes, who's that 5? And Berkay, you could give me it with Berkay in it or Berkay out of it.
Yeah.
Right? And that may be 2 different answers.
Well, and it's tough. I mean, you see Coach Hoiberg himself having problems figuring out which lineup do I start. Sometimes it's based on the matchup, and just who's playing well, because you're not going to get the same Raleigh Wooster or Berkay, Buchton-Gel performance from back to back, or unless they get it rolling. Do you particularly need a point guard, a true point guard? In that case, you might go with Raleigh more. So it does depend on matchups, but I would say, obviously, Gary and Williams are locked in there. I would say probably I feel pretty good about, again, it depends on the matchup, so it's hard to say, but I would say Buchton-Gel as your stretch 4 feels pretty good. Gary, maybe as your 3. I think Hoiberg can bring the ball up, and he's been a spark to the lineup, so I'd put him in there, and Williams, and then probably Morgan. I like, again, it's about consistency in matchups at time, but I like the spark that he's been able to provide for them this season.
It really is odd, right? That usually when you talk about players in the up and down verbiage, it's a young player. But Berkay and Raleigh, like, I think we know who Raleigh is now. We still want more from him. Like, it's tough, right? Because it's like, I love how you purposefully defend. I love him being verbal on the floor, right? On both ends of the floor. He's a good talker, right? He communicates well with other people to let them know what's going on, what to expect, or otherwise great at penetrating. But Bach, he's not like I need more shots, good shots from Raleigh Wooster. And I'm not sure he knows what those shots are. Like, I want him, when he penetrates, I like his running one-hander.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't apparently love it. I love it. He gets under the back, he gets by a defender, he pulls a second defender, and then he's looking to pass rather than to finish. And that's, I kind of want to send him, a Kyrie Irving tape of what it's supposed to look like or what it can look like when you get down in the paint. The same for Bearcat. We still don't know what it is, and we're trying to figure out what all of this is. I'm fascinated. I love that end of game, right? And the thing that Nebraska basketball has struggled with in recent past is how to finish games. Who's going to take the shot at the end of game? Who wants to make the play at the end of game? And then maybe burying the lead is that make free throws down the stretch. Yeah. That this Nebraska team went 18 for 21 from the free throw line. They went 9 for 9 on layup attempts. They went 2 of 2 on dunk attempts. Now, if you don't have a dominating big, Nebraska should wear you out. If they're attacking, I want to say the number, but I believe Nebraska was 20 of 31 from inside the arc. 20 of 31. And I think we missed that. Like, that they held their opponent to like 16 of 50 or something crazy, right? So if you don't have a dominant big at the rim against Nebraska, Nebraska should do well. Mississippi Mud Dog, it's funny that you text that in and you asked that question. He asked the question, is Johnny Holiday going to be in town? So let me explain it to folks who may or may not know. Johnny Holiday is a friend of the ticket that, especially during COVID days, when there wasn't much going on and you needed people that could talk sports, rock culture, and otherwise. Johnny Holiday is a legend, an icon in the broadcast field, both from a rock and roll standpoint and a sports standpoint. So he is the voice of Maryland football and basketball, has been for ever and ever and ever. But prior to his Maryland and DC sports, like he did the pre and post for the Washington Nationals when they won the World Series, and like he's been around the Orioles for all that time. But Johnny came on with Tom and myself every week for a stretch of, I want to say, 70 weeks of just talking about sports. Some of his stories, like his best friend is Rick Barry, and he graduated. The guy from Breakfast Club, the one that is the teacher that leads the suspension hall. The guy.
I have to look him up,
right? That Johnny went to high school with this guy, and Johnny did a radio show with Sly Stone of rock and roll fame. He's in both the rock and roll and the sports halls of fame for his career. Pretty amazing guy. And I literally had texted him Sunday to say, hey, when you're in town, text me. We'll do coffee / lunch / whatever you want. And of course, Johnny being Johnny, and Johnny is a funny human being. Johnny goes, what about dinner? I'm like, well, yeah, dinner. He goes, no. I need breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bro. Like, what do we, how dare you offend me? Like, I need it all. Like, I want it all. I know that Maryland was supposed to, in air quotes, fly in today or this afternoon. But again, with the weather, not real sure what's going on with that. So I would imagine that he and that crew, he travels with the team. So whenever the team gets here, Johnny will get here. And then I even set aside some time because I thought I may drag him out of the team hotel to come to the ticket to talk a little ball and talk a little life with the legend. And I don't throw that word around loosely. But Johnny Holiday is a legend. If you don't know Johnny Holiday, get online. Just put Johnny Holiday Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, this was the guy that emceed the Beatles' last American performance. Like, he was the host on stage in San Francisco. Like, Johnny Holiday's the dude. You can go online. There was pre-American Bandstand. There was another American dance show, and Johnny was the host.
Okay.
He was the Dick Clark. Like, he was the guy that would come on and would introduce the acts before they performed. And it's a legendary list. Like, it's there's some great stuff on Johnny Holiday online. So if you get a chance, I mean, one, if you're going to go to the game tomorrow night and you get behind the Maryland broadcast team, I believe on the road it's just him and Chris Nockey. Chris Nockey is also a dear friend and a legend. He's in the American University Hall of Fame for their all-time leading scorer. And the funny thing about Nockey was the high school that I coached at in Virginia. 1 year, we get tryouts, and we would have for 12 positions, we would have 60, 70 kids try out. And I'm looking down the list, and Bach, I see the name, Nockey. And the way it's spelled, Knoche, Nockey. And I'm seeking him out, right? I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, is Chris your dad? He goes, yeah. I was like, oh, man, no pressure. No pressure. And I'm, Bach, it's a funny thing that happens in sports, right? That I'm, in my head, I am praying. Please, sweet baby Jesus, in brand new diaper and swathing, and with your curly hair, like I'm doing the full, please, like I'm Will Ferrell in full. Please, sweet baby Jesus, let this boy be good at basketball. Because if I have to cut Chris Nockey's son from a basketball team, like if this was football, I probably could have, I could do it more easily. But Bach, there's no pressure, like having to coach, evaluate, and then cut one of your friends' kids. Like it is in their sport, right? Like in their sport. Thank goodness the kid could play, and he ended up being one of my starters. But man, so yeah, connected to Maryland in several ways. Maryland was exceptional to me in my time growing up, and in cutting my teeth. As a matter of fact, when the Terps went to DC, went to College Park a few weeks ago, Johnny texted, "Hey, are you going to be at the game?" And I was like, "What game?" He goes, "Well, the Huskers are in town." I went, "Oh man, oh my bad." My bad. My bad. And I'm like, well, can you have your guy give me a credential? And then Johnny just laughs and doesn't say another word. I roll in to University of Maryland, Maryland's basketball facility, and no slight to Nebraska's people. Don't take it that way. But Bach, they walked me down to the front row, sitting across from Nebraska's bench with no credential, no nothing. I'm literally free reign. Like, they're bringing me free food. They're bringing me drinks. And you just go, it's really nice to be appreciated. Like, I haven't covered Maryland in 10 years, but man, it's really nice for people to go, yeah, you're welcome home. Right? Like, welcome home. So, there's that. I'm going to assume that Herman is dealing with stuff, but we're pros, and we will get through and continue the conversation. DP, Bach, here on 101 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
February is American Heart Month, the perfect time to focus on your health. Even a small change can make a big impact on your heart health. Try adding a vegetable to your dinner or a no-salt seasoning. Looking for support in making these small changes? Join a healthy living program to learn about healthy lifestyle changes with a supportive and encouraging group. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska for more information. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, snow continuing throughout the day. And it will be cold. We'll see an afternoon high of just 13. Tonight, decreasing clouds and a continued cold, a low of 8 below. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy. An afternoon high near 23. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One-on-One. And again, our apologies for the tennis fans. We were expecting Coach Dalmagro to show up. We will rebook him as well. As a matter of fact, we are in negotiation to get coaches from women's gymnastics, men's gymnastics, all of the Olympic sports to come through and on one-on-one, and whether it's players, coaches, or otherwise, to come in and kind of talk about the other Huskers who don't necessarily get all the love that they should. Again, I thank our friends over at Canopy Street Market. If you're looking for a box, so circle your Tuesday lunch.
Mm-hmm.
That Canopy Street Market does tacos, Taco Tuesday. And it is a line. They actually make them fresh on Tuesdays. Now, I have yet to be there on Tuesday where there isn't a line by like 11:25.
Oh, the town's starting to hear about it.
Oh, there's a line.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's like the construction workers, and they'll fight you for it, right? Like, listen, and you got to get them in. You can custom, you put them, whatever you want on it. It's the whole thing. I stopped by there yesterday to get, because of the snow, I stopped by and got some meals. They do, they make meals every day, meal prep. Really good food. I got a fried chicken and mashed potato dinner. I got a meatloaf and mashed potatoes dinner with corn. They do a really good enchilada dinner to go. You just take it home and heat it up. Or you can get the ones where they make them fresh and they're still hot. They do rotisserie chicken. They do the whole shebang. So you can go in and get drinks, get whatever you need for your groceries. I went through and got everything that, I got my checklist in case I couldn't get out today. But I feel really good about it. But we want to thank them for taking care of, they do a really good job of helping take care of the student athletes. So they do gift cards so that the student athletes can go there and shop, and they get groceries or go get snacks or whatever it is. You can go and get, again, a nice deli. So if you want to go get your stuff, you can do that. We had a texter from the text line that was asking about Maryland basketball's attendance. And here's the thing. Before they moved to the old legendary Cole Fieldhouse, under the days of, you remember Maryland basketball was different. Maryland basketball in the ACC, it was packed every night. They did a thing called the Amen Chorus when they won games, and they would just sing Amen as you left the building. Pretty cold-blooded. But it was the first time, unfortunately they beat Nebraska, and the Amen Chorus broke out. And I hadn't been in the building to hear the Amen Chorus in forever. So yeah, it caught me. But they asked that, what's the fan base like? Well, Maryland basketball was pretty elite for a very long time. You talk about, all the way back to Lefty Driesell and the ACC and its battle, the battles with Duke, even all the way through with Gary Williams winning a national title, the Len Bias years, the Tom McMillan, John Lucas, Len Elmore years, right? There's, the Buck Williams years. They went through it. They moved to a bigger, newer arena, and it's really nice. I have to admit, it's really nice. But it makes you appreciate how nice PBA is. PBA is a wonderful arena. They've got a really good Hall of Fame for the athletic department's Hall of Fame is there in the area where you're just kind of standing, so you spend some time standing there. But Maryland in the bigger facility averages just behind what Nebraska averages at PBA. And it's College Park, Maryland. It's DC. There's a lot of stuff going on. But the numbers are good. Nebraska ranks ahead of Maryland when it comes to attendance, but not a lot. In the hundreds. So it's pretty good. But yeah, if I can get Johnny Holiday in tomorrow, if I can't get him in tonight, I'll get him in tomorrow to get him in here to tell some stories and harass Rico along the way. Dan said this. He said, we asked about the best five. And again, you texters can text in and give me your best five. The best five Huskers on the floor. And I think the same question would apply for women's basketball because that's really a thing. Like to figure out what Amy Williams and that crew is going to do down the stretch. But Dan says this, that the best five, he would have, of course, Bryce Williams, Juwan Gary, Andrew Morgan, Sam Hoiberg, and Connor.
See, I like Essegian off the bench just because he can give you a whole nother offense that you're struggling with. But I don't mind that lineup either. I mean, obviously,
can I say
a lot of them.
Can I say this in full? As a coach and as a player, if you are one of my best offensive weapons and you're a competent defender, right? And it's fair to say the Essegian is a competent defender, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Better than average rebounder, right? That matter of fact, I think there's a couple of games where he actually, was 1 or 2 in rebounding. That if you're going to play meaningful minutes in the Big Ten Conference, Bach, if you are the best player, best scorer on the team, or let's say you're number 4, you're the 4th best scorer, and it's going to come down to, in a 40-minute game, 2 minutes and 2 minutes. Do I want you on the floor? What I hate as a coach is to leave quality production on the bench because of some other reason. If Essegian is one of the best offensive players, 3rd best offensive player,
3rd leading scorer, yeah, at this
right,
point,
third, right, that in a matter of points being a point differential per minute, that can you afford? Are you good enough, right, to have the Freddie Brown, Jamal Crawford effect, right? That you just want to have them come off the bench because they see things different, they make different things happen. But I never understood why you couldn't tell me why Jamal Crawford getting extra minutes was a bad thing. Like you're going to burn offensive possessions with one of your greatest weapons sitting in the holster? Like if you're going to get 47 shots to take, you want Connor to get his, right? Like right? You don't want Connor to go, okay, we ended up with our 8th best shooter taking more shots than our 3rd best shooter. Minute, situation, circumstance, all those things play into it. Defender, like whoever the defensive opposition is and what they're trying to do. Game situation, game scenario. Is this a better team with Connor Essegian on the floor?
I think it is, but I think there's just something to it. Like if I'm grinding out the first 6 minutes and you got to deal with Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams, and then to a degree, I mean, it could be difficult, but to kind of just sneak Connor Essegian in at some point, and then they're like, okay, maybe something gets less in the scouting report, and you lose him right out of the gate. I just feel like if you start him, then you put your lockdown defender on him, tell him don't let him get open and all that. That there could be something to that, but I don't disagree with that. I mean, you certainly could start him and have no problem there with him being the starter. He plays starters minutes, and he would.
I mean, if Bryce is on the floor, if you're putting defensive attention on Connor Essegian, Bryce is going to eat.
Yeah.
If Bryce and Connor and Juwan are on the floor, yeah, most Big Ten teams have 3 mid-level defenders, right? Do you have a fourth? And this is where Raleigh and Sam and their shot attempts always comes into play. And it comes less into play late in the games because you have to foul them. Like, you just have to foul them because Nebraska's been ahead or games have been close, and they've had the ball, and fear factor leads you to it. But then it becomes a matter of, well, wait a minute. If he's that good and has that much impact on Big Ten defenders, shouldn't there be more minutes? And why wouldn't they be at the start of the game? Think about this. We spent 2 years waiting for Keisei to become Keisei, right? We have a little regret that we didn't get more Keisei the whole time he was here, right? Like, there's a little bit of, it would have been nice, right? Because he set the crowd off every night. His first shot, there was no air in PBA because everybody inhaled and held their breath. Wouldn't that be the case with Connor Essegian? If get the first tap, Bryce penetrates, kicks to Connor, standing solo on the wing. PBA collectively inhales, fills their lungs, and holds their breath because they have the expectation and hope that that shot's going to go down and the party has started. But if you keep him on the bench, I just think you're doing your own thing. But again, Hoiberg knows. So that's not even a Hoiberg question. That's more of a basketball philosophy question for me. That as a coach, if I had an offensive weapon like that, I wanted him on the floor, especially if I didn't have somebody better than him to start the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think there's plenty of teams where he'd definitely be a starter on with what he's currently producing, too. Because you have to also factor in, and that's what I was going to ask you is, let's say he's not shooting particularly well, because that's kind of, when we talk about the ups and downs, some people say, well, if Connor can score 15 here, then he needs to average 15 every night. And it's like, well, he's mostly a shooter, so it's going to depend on whether he's hitting or not that night. Does he do enough if he's not hitting well to say that he's getting, 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe his best performance was when he went 0 for 6, but I mean, I think he had 6 boards, defended well, helped facilitate the offense. Like, I don't think he is a one-trick pony in any way, shape, or form. Connor's a really good basketball player. He's a really good basketball player, and I like him on the floor. Now, the question becomes, if you're going to ask that question about Connor Essegian, you have to ask about Sam Hoiberg. Can Sam score enough points? Will he score enough points for the minutes that he consumes on the floor? Now, the plus minus always leans in favor of Hoiberg because of the other things that he does on the floor. But I'd be interested to find out what the plus minus is for Connor, plus minus for Wooster, plus minus for Hoiberg, and what those 3 things are. We'll find that out over the break. We'll come back, give it to you before we close out and hand it over to the Captain Show on a Wednesday.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Kenny's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, West Ham plays Brettonford at 9 a.m., followed by Crystal Palace versus Everton at 11:30 a.m. On Sunday, Liverpool plays Wolves at 8 a.m., followed by Tottenham versus Man United at 10:30 a.m. Liverpool currently leads the standings with 56 points. You can find all this and more at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket, your place for English Premier League soccer, located at 8th and P.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Electrical Enterprises in Roca remind you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. Proudly saluting our troops and veterans now and all year long.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One on one, Bach, we're here. You pointed out a thing at break that on a Thursday, and again, the weather's not really cooperating, but on the secondary market, there's like 100 tickets available for tonight's game. And some of them are as cheap as $3. So for you as a fan, most of those are, those are upper bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
You as a fan, when you get to that point, right? And again, let's just remove the snow as a factor, cold as a factor. This is two top 30 teams in the country. Two top 35. I think Nebraska's in that lane. Somebody say the top 40, but okay. Okay, we're good with that. Right? Two top 40 teams in the Big Ten in a meaningful game, and both teams are playing well, and they met earlier and the game was feisty and contested, and Nebraska has a chance to kind of better its situation with a top 25 win in the Big Ten Conference. What are people like? What's the problem? I mean, it's only 100 tickets, mind you. It's only 100 tickets. So, lower bowl, what's that, 10,000 at PBA?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Right? Yeah. So 90% sold? 99% sold?
Yeah.
Okay. You're okay. Well done. Well done. Are you going? Is that a Bach game? Is that one you would go, okay, I need to see Nebraska and Maryland? Or is it because I'm going, well, for several reasons. But let's say that if this was Iowa, Nebraska's playing well enough on a 4-game win streak that I would want to go just to see them. Is that fair?
Yeah. And that's generally how Nebraska basketball usually seems to do. I've noticed over the years, like, I get excited, okay, here's a potential NBA guy coming in, Rutgers or whatever. I've noticed that doesn't do as much as Nebraska's won 3 in a row or won their last game.
Yeah, you're a much bigger NBA fan than most Nebraska basketball fans.
Yeah, most Nebraska basketball fans just care whatever Nebraska's doing.
We're trying to better that. Like, we're trying to get them in that space. It's not working.
That's what even football. That's I always point out. A couple of years ago, 2021, I got into the Ohio State game. I saw, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., C.J. Stroud. Everybody was on that team. Trayvon Henderson.
Yeah.
For $10. Because Nebraska was having a bad season.
It's the thing, right? It's the thing. Nebraska averages, let's see, 50, almost 15.5.
That's a heck of a number.
Just to point that out. Allow yourself to be impressed. Because there's some programs that don't have those numbers, man. They do not have those numbers. So even in bad weather, cold weather, snow on the ground, breezy, what's it say it feels like?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I looked at my weather app earlier in the week and saw nothing I liked, so I just turned away from it.
It says 9 degrees. Feels like -5.
Great.
Says feels like 5 below. Feels like Mother Nature's kicking people in the face. That's what it feels like. Hey, don't go anywhere. That'll be it for one-on-one, but don't go anywhere. Captain Show. I believe PJ is streaming. It's Window World Wednesday as well. Farley is in the building. Bach is in the building. Buckle up. Who knows where they will take you? They're certainly gonna.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork.